All right. Am I the asshole for making jokes of my friend's boyfriend when she makes jokes about mine? Okay. I, a female, have a friend who we will call Claire. Okay. She recently started talking to a guy who we will call Toilet. Okay. We've all never seen this guy in person, only seen photos of him. For the past month or so, we've all had an inside joke about him. This is something we've done with all the boyfriends in our friend group. She has participated a lot.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole, major asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole too, sir. Gun is made first class, Philip asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Yo! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
More than others, I might say. Okay. The joke about Toilet was he happens to look like another guy in our year at school. Mind you, this guy is not bad looking. He is also a nice guy. He just happens to look like Toilet. Okay. So it sounds like, first of all, I don't know. I'm not too happy with the way you're referring to the dude, but I don't know the situation, the reason. And he looks like somebody from your year. Okay, so that's all well and good, and they're a good guy, and this person's dating your friend, so I'm not seeing why you would be so demeaning to him at this point, but let's keep going on. We've been making this joke for a while. She makes the joke as well. Yesterday we made the joke, and she said in a jokey way and laughing as well that she didn't think the joke was funny, but she continued to make jokes about everyone in the friend group. Worse jokes, I might add. Then yesterday evening we made the joke again, even though she said to stop a few times while she was laughing at the joke as well. After we made the joke, she had a D1 crash out. It looks like she was going to cry. Okay. This was quite a shock since her mood took 180 in about 1 second. Well, I mean, she did, by the sound of it, ask you to stop. And I really want to know. There's like no thing of, it doesn't say what the joke is, just that he happens to look like another guy. So they're making the joke that he is the other guy. Maybe she's got a crush on the other guy, and you joking about it is hurting her. And all right. We did not see her till the next day since we were all busy with stuff, and we had heard from our friends that she had been telling them what had happened, but she'd been saying a different story than what really happened, of course, because we didn't want drama and she is our friend. So we all just apologized to her. We didn't try to be victims at all. These apologies were online because when we went up to her IRL separately, I might add, she was dismissive and rude, then replied to the message and said she accepted them, but she is still ignoring us. Side note, she is known to be dramatic and lie about things and spread rumors. We know this, but she's still our friend, so we just want to know if we're still in the wrong after apologizing. This one kind of feels like, this could be a little bit closer to, I mean, you're making fun of her, and yes, you're all making fun of each other, and she's making jokes, but it sounds like you're all making different jokes, but there's this one joke that you all keep making toward her boyfriend specifically. And she might be making a couple of different jokes, like saying, oh, your boyfriend's ugly. Oh, your boyfriend's, very not smart. But she's switching it up. She's doing like the old yo mama jokes. Yo mama's so fat when she sit down, that's how we got to Grand Canyon. Things like that. But it sounds like what you're doing is targeting a lot more. And you're specifically targeting not just her, but her boyfriend as well. And by vicariously, a third person in this whole thing, because you are saying that this boyfriend of hers looks like another person who you go to school with. So I honestly think in this instance, it's entirely possible that, hey, hold on. I need to see what I did it do. What I did it do. Did it do. Did it do. Did it do. Do. Did it. Do. Did it do. Did it. 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 No, 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 nee, 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 no, no. Ah, okay, I did it that way. So, no, you dumbass.
The verdict is...
We have an asshole.
Don't forget to like, subscribe,
and leave a comment down below for me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Am I the asshole for backing out of a date? Ooh, we'll see. 26-year-old, I work 2 jobs as a PhD student and live in a medium-sized town. Medium, okay. I've been experimenting with Bumble as far as dating apps go. I matched with one guy, call him R, who is a few years younger, but also a grad student, getting his master's. Okay, so far, seems like she's trying to go out and be a social person, as well as trying to better herself and work and everything. She's trying to be a well-rounded person. And she matched up with somebody on Bumble. Honestly, I haven't had any luck on Bumble. Tinder kicked me off a long time ago, but that was because at that time they weren't happy with polyamorous people, so they kicked a whole bunch of polyamorous people off and banned us for life. So I can't Tinder. But there's enough dating apps out there nowadays that it doesn't really matter. Anyways, so we exchanged numbers and started texting. He told me he doesn't have a car and lives with his parents on a farmhouse about 45 minutes away, with his parents and siblings, but works 3 jobs and goes to the college in town. Okay. So it sounds like he's working, he's doing college, but he doesn't have a license. I can't say much about that. I've been in that kind of thing before. Who knows why he doesn't have a license? I know mine is health things, and I plan on getting it back, but who knows what his could be. I mean, his could even be legal reasons, for all we know. He asked to meet up after I was out of work one night. I agreed, but then 2 days before, needed to reschedule because I ended up having to work late. I proposed a different night and offered to drive him the 45 minutes home, but he said he wouldn't be in town that day. I asked him casually how he manages to live far away without a car, relying on public transport. He says, well, if you're good at planning as I am, it's not that hard. This kind of turns me off, as it sounded a bit snobby, but I let it go and then offered to pay the extra money so I could just skip working late and see him, which I found a bit odd considering. Okay, wait. So hold on. So the dude's got an attitude like he's God's gift to scheduling, like he's the schedule, like he's Sir Top of Hat or some shit, and he can schedule shit, ain't no problem, yet he doesn't have a license or anything. So, and he's got all this money that he can pay you to take the night off of work to go on a date with him, but he can't get his license or something. Something sounds a little fishy here. Fast forward to a few days after the alternate day I proposed. It's 10:30 at night, and he texts me again. This time he wants me to drive 45 minutes out to his farmhouse right then so he can make me there 10:30 at night. I found this a bit weird because it's pitch black out, 39 degrees outside. The farmhouse is in the middle of the woods. I did not feel comfortable, so I politely declined. He then offered to pay for my gas. This is almost like serial killer-ish. I then said thanks, but really it's super late and I've already eaten dinner. I'm already falling asleep. He then angrily said he wished he could have just met on the alternate date as I proposed, right? And I reminded him that he told me he wouldn't even be in town, and then he tried to backtrack like maybe I misunderstood him, and then he proved me. Yay, with a refresh! He then proved me with the super awkward question of, what are you looking for in what relationship? You haven't even had a date yet. I told him I'd rather not answer that until we met. Absolutely. Like, you haven't even had a fucking date. How can you give any kind of indication of what you want? So far, you have the most awkward and eerie fucking interactions with this dude. Oh, wow. It's not like we can even decide on that now. He asked why, and I said it's making everything super awkward and more like a job interview instead of a date. Exactly. Then he asked me, well, are you an awkward person? Questions are just questions. You can always ask a question and not have it be awkward. What? Okay, I need to finish this before we decide. Like, the next day, I asked if we could plan something the following week, but the next day he asked if we could plan something the following, but then replied, sorry, but after our discussions, I just don't feel you and I are compatible. So I do not wish to meet. Best of luck, though. He replied, your loss, and asked why I thought that. I ignored and deleted the conversation. Then no, you were not the asshole. Absolutely. This dude is like, I don't know. There's something odd. The way he's questioning you, the way he's, hey, 10:30 at night, hey, drive out to my remote farmhouse that's 45 minutes away from where you live with my parents and my siblings. I mean, you have to have it, like, okay, yeah, I live here with my parents and my sibling, and Lauren comes over. But Lauren and I have a relationship. We've had a relationship for years. We know each other. I would never expect someone the first time meeting me to come and meet me here. That's like, that's. And I've been in a situation where I've not had a license to go out. So, but it's not how you go about things. No, you're definitely.
The verdict is...
Yeah, so far still we have yet to find an asshole, I think.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below for me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
So here we are with another Am I the Asshole? This is, am I the asshole for charging my friend rent? Okay. So, long story short, I have this friend who's been crashing with me for 2 months now. He got kicked out of his last living situation, had nowhere to go. All right. So you were a nice person and said, yeah, come and live with me for a while. I hope there was the understanding that if this went any longer than a few days or a few weeks, that it would be a situation where rent would need to be paid. Luckily, I have an extra bedroom he's been staying in for a while now and got a job finally. Okay. Now he wants to stay until the end of summer. I have no problem with that as long as he pays rent. Okay. Yeah, that's for sure. Because he has a job now. And while he does need to save up to get out on his own, you can't just offer completely free lodging. Obviously, you must have done something during the time when he was there to mitigate any costs that would be incurred for him being there. Possibly by having him take on extra chores or something like that. Because obviously him being there would be a strain more on resources. And while it wouldn't be any more for you being that you already have that extra room, it wouldn't be any more to rent more space. It would definitely be an imposition into your space by having another person there. As well as, like I said, he and yourself would both need to use all of the resources that were purchased for within the domicile. So therefore, yes, it could definitely be a thing that I don't see an issue with saying you would need to pay rent if you want to stay here, because he would need to pay all of those expenses out in the world anyways and still need to set aside to do anything he would want to do. So at this point, he has, for whatever reason, been put into a position where he lost his last position and needed a place to stay. So now here it is. He had that place. You were nice enough to give him that place for a short time so you could get on his feet and get the job again. But now you need to take care of yourself and your place as well. And that means making sure you have enough money. Pardon. Now, about 2 years ago, when my old roommate and I were between leases, we had nowhere to go. He let me sleep on his couch at his old place for a weekend. I'm grateful for that, and I thought it would be nice to return the favor. Like I said, he just hit the 2-month mark this week for living here. Obviously, dude was nice to you. Didn't really know you. Gave you a couch for 2 weeks. Okay. Or sorry, for a weekend. Okay. He gave you a couch at his old place for a weekend. You invited him to come in and live in your place till he got himself up and set up. You didn't invite him to live there rent-free when he got a job. You invited him to come there free while he was getting a job, probably with the expectation that he would either have a place and move right out, or that he would have to, if he was going to stay there for a while, pay rent. Because, again, you're paying rent to live there. You're also paying for all of the resources. Like I said, you're probably paying for all of the electricity, heating, or air conditioning, depending on where you guys are. it really sounds like he is taking advantage of you. You have to be careful because sometimes being a nice guy or being a nice person puts us at a disadvantage because there are a lot of people out there who will mistake your being kind for weakness, and instead of taking the inch that you're willing to give, they're going to try to take a mile, and it's tough. I know I'm very much mixing metaphors somewhat, but it's very much true that someone can have that attitude where, you know, they're like, hey, I let you use my space, so you let me use yours. But again, it was a weekend. You're talking months that you've been paying all the amenities for this person to just basically have an entire room to themselves. I mean, yeah, they should pay something. You are definitely not the asshole here. Regardless of what happened before that caused them to need that time at your place, that's long been taken care of. At this point, if they plan on being there longer, they should be paying rent. Kicking in, helping out with the amenities, the helping out with the utilities, helping out with anything, you know, groceries, whatever you want, like helping out, period. Yeah, for sure. Not the asshole there, bud. Not the asshole. Let's get that in the chat.
The verdict is...
An asshole.